This is a FlashForge AD5X.
FlashForge recently sent me this printer for me to test and try. This printer is a beast. It comes to around $400 and claims to have high speed and high quality printing and can print almost any material. However, it can't print ABS or ASA since the printer is not enclosed, but you can buy an enclosure kit for $65 extra. When I unboxed the printer, it came with toolkits, PTFE tubes, sample filaments, and the IFS system. They also sent me some filaments, which I did a separate video on not too long ago. In this little box was the IFS system, filament spools 1, 2, 3, and 4, the power cord, and the IFS mount. The printer was packaged really well and was really easy to take everything out and understand where to put it. It was very helpful how they labeled the different filament spools and labeled it on the side to know which slot goes into which one. The printer was really easy to assemble. All I had to do was unscrew a couple of screws and it was good for printing. I must have been doing something wrong because none of my Allen wrenches would fit, but I eventually got it. Right here, I was unscrewing these little screws so I could free the printer screen. The IFS system was very simple to connect. All I had to do was install the mount and twist it into place. You then have to put the PTFE tube into the tool head. Once all 4 of the PTFE tubes are connected into the IFS system, you then push the end into the printing head. After all that was finished, I installed the filament spools which go on the side of the printer. Once again, it was very helpful how they listed which filament spool goes into what slot, so it saves you lots of time and you don't have to redo it later on. I then had to untighten a few screws on the bottom so I could free the build plate. The actual setup of the printer only took around 20 minutes to fully assemble. When everything was put together, I made this torture toaster to test the quality and tolerances of the printer. In the tolerance test, 0.5, 0.4, and 0.3 all passed. However, 0.2 and 0.1 were stuck and I could not get to it. In the overhang test, the overhangs printed really nice and didn't seem to really struggle until about 70 degrees. I used Orca Slicer for this printer, which makes the multicolor system very easy and simple to use. To use the multicolor system, add the amount of filaments you want in the top left corner by using the plus or minus, and you can make it whatever color you want. You can click on the color to change the color of your choice. For this turtle, I had slot 1B black, slot 2 green, slot 3 white, and slot 4 brown. You can go to the paint tool at the top to paint the model how you would like. Make sure you get every part the right color so it prints exactly how you want it to be. Once you slice, it gives a breakdown of the colors and the time. This turtle said it would take around 5 hours to print, which I recommend printing in bulk to save time and filament. The color changing process is done automatically and prints a purge tower to avoid color bleeding. When the print finished, I noticed that it printed pretty much perfect and everything looked exactly how I wanted it to be. The print was very high quality and made up to the standards. When I printed this, I noticed the first layer was just a little bit too high, so I went into my slicer and changed the Z offset to -0.1, which seemed to solve the problem. The quality of the printer actually shocked me. This printer has very high quality and prints from off the build plate almost perfect. Some pros of the printer include fast and easy setup and can be upgraded with an enclosed kit and camera down the line. It works well with most slicers, but I prefer to use Orca Slicer for this printer. It is very fast and has very high quality. The IFS system is very easy to change colors and unload the filament. All in all, I would totally recommend the AD5X to any 3D printing enthusiast. It doesn't matter if you're a 3D printing beginner or advanced. You will appreciate how much thought went into the design and how precise and fast the printer can be. As always, don't forget to drop a like and happy printing.